Hey everyone, welcome to Teachers Live. We do live show for teachers only. And today we're talking about amazing EdTech tool, SciSpace Copilot, your AI assistant for reading and understanding research papers, with two great speakers. And I would love to invite them right now. Alok Kumar, welcome. And also Rohan Tondulkar. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for being our guest speakers. Please do share about yourself, just a brief self-introduction.
Sure, Alok, you can start here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Hey, hi, Anna. I think thanks a lot for inviting us. I think this is the first time eventually I am doing something of this sort. So excited to be a part of
Yay.
this. And and also like we would like to share what we guys are doing here at SciSpace and what we are trying to build. So I'm a part of the marketing team here at SciSpace. So
Wow.
basically handle the content marketing side of view, and now into a bit into product marketing with the launch of the SciSpace Copilot that I think we'll be discussing over the course of the webinar. Yeah, so I think I'm into that. I'm just looking to build some strategies and work along things so that we can help scale the product. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing, Alok. You're incredibly inspiring for sure. And Rohan, please do
Sure.
self-introduction as well.
Yeah, so my name is Rohan Tondulkar. It might be a bit difficult to pronounce, but
No, it's great. It's okay.
so yeah, I'm working as a senior research scientist here at SciSpace. So we have a pretty strong NLP team, and we are all researchers working on interesting problems. So Copilot is being one of them. We are working on other problems like summarizing the paper, generating TLDRs, generating FAQs, and like we
Wow.
are, yeah. So we have a pretty strong team. We want to make research more accessible, and Copilot is just one of the many steps. So yeah, we'll discuss more about that. And but yeah, very excited to be here, and thank you for inviting us. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I'm super excited. And here's a question, please. Thanks, everyone. First things first. Thanks, everyone who already joined us. And don't forget to share from which part of the world you're joining from. We want to see the geography of today's webinar and what is your teaching role. Also, I would love to mention if you're joining us on Facebook, please do join us here on YouTube. We're going to share today with amazing Wakelet resource collection from our great guest speakers. And please, so tune in to YouTube, and there's a chat box so you can drop any questions. And actually, the very first question from my side is, what actually is SciSpace is all about?
Okay, so Ron, I think I'll start with this. So yeah, and I think before you asked it, I think before we would have pitched SciSpace Copilot, I think it's only important we talk about what is SciSpace and what we are trying to
Yes.
do here at
Yeah.
SciSpace. So I think I'll start, and in a brief, I'll tell SciSpace is all about creating a research a platform where researchers can sort of simplify their research workflow. So to start with, I would to start with, I'll talk about some of the pain points that researchers generally face, right? Like if you have been into research or you know someone who has been into research, so going through literature and reading all of the stuff that is already there once you start your research is something which is like very tedious, takes time, and often hard to understand, right? Like someone who is, say, maybe someone who has just started his undergraduate and is about to complete it, he's into a research. For him, all these things will sound a bit tough. So we are trying to build a platform which sort of eases this. And I think through the SciSpace Discover thing that we have launched, I think we are trying to work on that front. I would like to show you how it works and all. I think
Yeah,
if you have
please.
anything else to, I think, do you mind me sharing my screen and going ahead?
Yeah, please do start sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and show you. Just confirm if you guys are able to see the screen.
Sure, sure.
Can you see the typeset homepage?
Yay, we can see it. It's on.
Yep. So this is the homepage. I think so. The homepage right now focuses a lot on the SciSpace Copilot feature that we have launched. I think we'll talk about this at a later stage because this is what we need to talk about here. But I think just to give an overview, so I was talking about SciSpace. So SciSpace is, I think SciSpace is all about SciSpace Discover. So Discover, as the word itself tells, it's all about discovering all the resources that you have related to research. So we have a repository of over 270 million research papers. And from that, I think anyone who's into research or who is trying to start with research, they can come up and search for all the papers, authors, journals, topics, and then everything is at one place. And that makes it a lot more easier for the users to go through and see and explore how the research actually works. So it's like instead of opening 10 tabs on your say a Chrome tab, it's the SciSpace is a one-stop solution. That is what we are trying to build. We are always trying to experiment, and we have been doing it. So I would say, so if you just go and explore the feature, you will find that once for this 270 million papers, we are trying to build every day new things. So to
Wow.
start with, say, so like for a paper, when once you go through a paper title, it might not be easy to even understand what the title is actually and what the paper conveys. So we have come up with something like a short summary sort of thing, which sort of like gives the users or the students an idea about what the paper is all about. So you read the summary, you feel that, okay, is this something that I want to really go ahead and work on? So it's then if that really works, you can go ahead and read it. And to further sort of improve that, we worked on the TLDRs thing, which is like, I would say, a 2-3 line essence of what the paper is all about, like the crux of the paper in the 2-3 lines. So you read the title, you read the TLDR, and you decide whether you really want to, like, this is the paper that you want to read or not, because there are tons of information. It's important to sort of pick up something that is really important for you, right?
Alok,
So these
can I interrupt you? Actually, I decided to share with the resource collection a little bit ahead, not like we usually do to the end, of the webinar, because you can go through this resource collection, you can go and investigate what SciSpace is all about, because there are lots of useful links and etc. Just go and dive in. I've dropped it in the Q&A box on YouTube, so join and learn more about SciSpace.
Yep.
You
Thanks,
oh
Anna.
you yeah, you can give her demonstration actually, because when I heard first time seen it, I was like, whoa, it's so easy.
Yeah.
It's super accessible. That's what I like, accessibility. And yeah, I can't
Yeah.
wait to see this demonstration. Really, it's like
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. So before I jump into Copilot, I would just like to add a couple of things. So apart from summaries and TLDRs, there was this great feature which we launched recently. It's called as Trace. And through Trace, it's like the thing that I was talking about earlier, right? Opening 10 tabs and then not understanding where to refer from, what to pick up, and what sort of content to actually put into your research. So that's very tough. So through Trace is like the one-stop solution where you can perform all your research on just one single screen. It's like giving continuity to your literature review. So I think that is something which is also very exciting. But I will like to come up on that at last if the time permits. Maybe I'll give a walkthrough of that. But right
yeah.
now, I think the focus of this webinar is on the SciSpace Copilot, which we launched only, I think, around 3 weeks ago, and it's been gaining some traction. So
Oh my
this is
god.
SciSpace
Yeah.
Copilot.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is SciSpace Copilot. So, and I would like to give. So before I start, I think it's only fair we have a user video here, product video, which our team
Sure.
I think worked on. So I think if you guys want to look, I'll just start this video. I think this gives an overview of what the tool is all about. This is very helpful. So I would like the audience to have a look. Yeah. So I'm starting it. Yeah, I think so. Whatever I talk and whatever I discuss further, I think everything is on the basis of. I can hear some claps. Oh, nice. I think
I wanted
I think
to.
the audience.
You're
I
unstoppable.
think the
Alok.
I think the audience like the video. So I think so. And going forward, whatever I discuss, I think everything is around this video. I think this has covered everything. So you guys can go again and watch it. It's on the homepage of SciSpace. So I think so. We haven't made any presentation because I think SciSpace Copilot itself is a tool that we need to present. So I think we need not talk. We can just directly start with the feature and show what it is. So to start with, there is two things that you can do as the homepage suggests. So either you can search for a particular paper here, or you can go ahead and upload it. So
It's
I would
really.
like to show you. Yep,
Mhm.
yep, Anna.
I've
You would
tried
like
it.
to ask something?
No. I said I just sharing that it's really easy to do. I've tried it.
Yep. Yep.
It's really.
So please stop me in case you would like to ask anything, right? I'd love to answer questions. Even Rohan is there, so we can jump in and.
Sure,
So
sure.
yeah, just one point to add before he starts on Copilot, right? And emphasis, like, firstly, it's a free website. We have like 200 million plus, like 270 million PDFs. We host a lot of open access PDFs, so you don't even need to go to other websites for PDFs that are open access. So you can
Wow.
yeah, read it on the SciSpace website itself. For other websites where we can't host, we give links of the PDFs where you can go and read there. And on PDFs, we have related papers, as in recommendations. We have all the references, citations, and using the trace feature, it's very easy to access. So the entire theme is about making research access as easy as possible, as open as possible. And with Copilot, it's actually even in as many languages as possible. So, yep.
And recently, you have added three new languages, as far as I'm concerned, right? Russian
Yeah,
and two more. Sorry, I forgot about the
right.
others.
Yeah, we added Russian, Polish, and Dutch recently.
Wow. And you've got like the number of the languages that you have already added is like, do you have the number or?
We have, like, including English, it's 13 languages. So and that's, I mean, it's not random languages that we are adding. We are adding based on what firstly what country wise users we have. So it's in that order, like all the top 15 countries
Wow.
that from which we have users, and also from the feedback when a user requests, okay, I want it
Fantastic.
in my language, right? Yep. So some points to emphasis. Alok, you can maybe start on the Copilot demonstration.
Sure.
Yep, thanks, Rohan. I think you added some points. I think that were very vital. So I'll start with Copilot, whatever what it is. So as I told, there are two things in which we can proceed. Like I would start with the first one, and then going forward, I'll also show how to upload a PDF. In case you have a PDF of your own, you can always go ahead and upload it. And so let's start with this. So Anna, I think Shanu must have sent you a paper, and that paper was titled "Attention is all you need." So I think I'll start with that because that is something you might have tried. So you might get an idea,
Yeah.
okay, how this is working. So I think that is the thing that I'm going to proceed. So let me search for the paper. Uh, Attention is all you need. Yep, see it pops up.
Wow.
I think. So yeah, I think this was the paper that Shanu must have sent you. So let's see how it works. So the moment you click it, this is the this is the overall view of what the tool is. So you get Copilot here, right? This is the Copilot, which is sort of you just ask everything, it gives you everything. This is sort of the helper, and this is the text that you need to refer to, right? I can't go and read everything manually, and for that we built Copilot. Okay, so there are some very good features. So I'll start with the first one. As you can see, the moment I highlight anything, the first thing that comes up is this highlight the text to explain it, right? So this is like self-explanatory. What it says, highlight anything, and we explain that to you. So the same
Wow.
thing conveys. The Copilot also conveys the same. So the moment when someone starts reading a, a paper, so the first thing they come up is abstract, right? So abstract, I read, okay, I go through these all what is written, but I don't get a word of it, to be honest. So what I can do is I can just go ahead. It says highlight, so I will make sure I highlight whatever is needed. Say I don't know what is this abstract, so I'll just go ahead and make sure highlight only what is needed. Okay, so I highlight it, and the tool starts working. The Copilot is fetching us something. So let's see what it comes up with. So this is the query, picked up from the paper, and this is the result that the Copilot gave, right?
Wow. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. So now we need to read through and go, like once we read, we'll get to know, and we'll get to know whether this is really like does this and this makes a difference or not. So once you go through this, you might be able to like get an idea about what. So I will read a couple of sentences. What it says is, so the highlighted text describes a new type of sequence, a transduction model called transformer, which is based solely on an attention mechanism. as opposed to existing models, which are based on complex, recurrent, or convolutional neural networks with an encoder and decoder. Okay, so I feel that it is telling me something, but still, this feels like, okay, I'm still not getting what it is telling me, right? So maybe I can, so there's an option of doing this follow-up sort of thing. So I do a follow-up and I ask the Copilot at something, anything around, please explain this in simpler terms. Works, right?
So you asked this question to program, right? Just
Yeah. So the moment,
something
Rohan,
new.
you'd like to jump in?
Right. So, firstly, like I would say, since I'm working in ML and it's a very popular machine learning paper, quite recent, I would say, last few years, but it's a kind of a very breakthrough paper, I would say. And this description explains quite well the abstract. And we can obviously ask follow-up questions. So, it will send another question, but it will also send this context. Okay, what are you asking the question about? What do you want to be explained? So what do I want is the previous what I have highlighted. I did not get it, so you can ask anything. So sometimes if you look, if you look at the scroll through the answer to the prompt,
Yes.
as in the answer.
Okay.
Yeah, so
This
there if
one?
you see also some terms, let's say recurrent neural networks at the top, it is
Yep.
giving elaborate definitions of some of the terms. No, Alok, can you scroll down? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So recurrent neural network refers to what? The convolution neural network refers to what? So these are terms that it found in the abstract, but abstract
Hmm.
would normally just use it because researchers have very limited space to write their paper, and they have
Mhm.
to put as much stuff as possible. So it's not easy to write in simpler terms. So it is also giving definitions of some of the important terms that you find there. So in the first go itself, it is explaining in a lot of simple terms. But if you want more simpler, or let's say there is a word that you don't understand, you can put a follow-up question. Let's say there is a term called BLEU mentioned there, right? So Alok, if you can just maybe just type the
Yeah.
term BLEU or something like
Yeah,
that.
Rohan, I think I think let's check what it gives for this. Say I don't understand what this is, so I ask a follow-up questions. Let's
Sure.
see what
Yeah. We'll be able to
what it
explain.
throws for. Yeah, let's. So I ask Anna, what? Please explain in simpler terms. Let's see what it throws, right? So let's see whether it refines it or not. Like, so it says the research paper is about a new type of network architecture for machine translation called the transformer. Yeah. So this feels like this is a refinement of this, right? This feels a more like they have gone in depth and asked
There
about
is
it.
lesser
So
jargon in this one.
yep. So this is what it is. And so again, like what Rohan was telling, if I go ahead and maybe from the abstract only, if I don't know what is this BLEU, right? I just go ahead and highlight this thing and okay,
Uh,
oh, it
Wow.
highlighted.
so
In
you
a
It
mathematical
highlighted.
way.
So I would
yeah, still understood. Okay.
try to
So
redo it.
So if you look
I
at
think it
there, it
highlighted
highlighted
clearly.
BLE, but it understood that it's
Mm-hmm.
BLU that you're
Yep.
talking about. And it gave a definition of that it's a metric in ML. So yeah, that's pretty awesome because when we read paper, there's a lot of times we come across terms that we have no clue or we have seen
Yeah.
for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. This is really great. I think so. The moment I actually wanted to pick up BLEU, but I picked up BLE, and the algorithm sort of read, okay, the paper is this, and it talks about this, so it automatically gave me BLEU and explained me what it is, right? So that is the other thing. So we can always highlight anything and ask questions. The follow-up thing, what I did here, you could always explore this if you're not getting, uh, if you don't feel the answer that has been given is something that justifies. So you can always follow up, and I think you'll get a more refined version of the answer. And before I move ahead, so there are also some like onboard questions. The moment you go to the Copilot, there are some. So these are some questions which we feel users are most likely to ask, and like what are the key takeaways of the paper, or describe the main approaches discussed in the paper. What's unique about this paper? Explain the abstract in simpler terms. Actually, this is what I did, right? This is what I did. So you could just select any of these and see. So let's select this and see what it gives, right? What are the key takeaways? So instead of typing a question, I selected a predefined one, and let's see what it gives. Yeah, so it says that the key takeaways from this research paper are the authors who proposed a novel, simple network architecture based solely on an attention mechanism, which does not use any recurrence. and or convolutional neural networks. So yeah, it is fine. And I don't know what is convolutional neural network. So in
Oh
that
my
case, I
God.
can always I can go ahead and ask what is, maybe I'll use CNN. Let's see it picks up or not. CNN refers to convolutional neural network. Yeah, let's see what it is. What is CNN? Let's ask. So it gave me the definition of CNN. What is CNN actually? CNN stands for convolutional neural network. It is a type of artificial neural
Wow.
network used for deep learning, which involves processing data and recognizing patterns. Yeah. So this is like diving deep into the paper and getting your queries answered, right? Which a normal we doing by doing through a Google search will maybe take days, right?
Perfect for
So,
research. Absolutely agree. Yeah. And one
yep.
thing that like currently I'm thinking about one thing only. Why I wish I had this when I was at university. Because uh, such a
I mean,
time saver. Yeah.
yeah, it's a one place where, like, when you're reading a research paper, you need not go to 10 links and research something elsewhere, read some other blog and stuff. You can ask it all here. And it's like you mentioned, when I was at my university doing my master's or
Hmm.
graduation, this would have been a great help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, agree, Ron. Yeah, I think all of us feel the same way. I think the moment we came across Copilot, each one of us think the same way that it's really helpful. So that is what we are making of. So also, Anna, so once you come up with queries, we have this option of a thumbs up or thumbs down. So that's like uh, if you feel the output that it gave you or the result that it gave you sounds good, you can always
Helpful.
give a
Hmm.
thumbs up or thumbs down. So doing this sort of gives us the feedback whether the model is working well or not. So we can always keep improving in case people are giving us thumbs down. So that is how we are trying to build this. So always a thumbs up or thumbs down basis on whether the search result that came was proper or not. So that is one
Wow.
aspect. And I think so yeah, and there are a couple of other things which I'd like to take. So once you scroll down, I think this is something really special, and I think you're going to like it. So the moment you scroll down, so like we are reading a paper, so you can always use Copilot for all the jargons or whatever the languages. You can get a simpler explanation. But say you come across a question, right? And all of us have the tendency of skipping anything that is related to math, because anyways we are finding this content itself hard to understand. Who's going to invest time
Especially
reading
for
this?
me.
Yep,
I'm not
I
good
think
at
yeah,
math.
I think
Ooh.
most of us, if we are starting a research, no one of us is really willing to go ahead and understand what the equation is all about. So we have this amazing feature called as clip math and tables. So the moment you click it, so the PDF gets highlighted. Now you can go ahead and select the particular question or the equation, to be honest. So once I go and select this equation, let me see what it does.
Wow.
So once I select this question, so it has asked the Copilot is working now again. So see what it says is the highlighted text is an equation that describes the attention mechanism used in the proposed network architecture. The equation uses three variables q, k, and v. Q, k, and v represent query, key, and value respectively. In this equation, the query and the key are multiplied together. So this is like explaining in a very layman language that these two are getting multiplied, and this is to the power of k, right? So this is like explaining to a 12th class student. So this is what I feel. So I think it works well in this case. So
Yeah,
this is again
it's
like
really great.
yeah, explaining the whole idea behind what the equation is. So I think this works well in this case. So again, we can go ahead and ask follow-up questions, ask the follow-up questions, give a thumbs up if you feel that this is really working well or not.
Reflection is
Ask a
very
question,
important. Yes, it's a really great idea. Yeah.
yeah, and ask a question of your own. I think this is how it works. So Rohan, will you like to add something here if I'm missing on out on this? Like,
Yeah, so like for example, here in the equation that Alok mentioned, right, there is something called a softmax written in the equation. So the good thing is, like, okay, softmax, I am also saying, you're also saying the word, but Copilot is explaining in the answer why is that softmax used. So it is saying softmax is used to normalize the results of multiplication and stuff. So that's pretty good. It is actually giving you insights of why a particular part of the equation is used. And just from taking that snip or clip, that is
Yeah.
quite that is very helpful while reading a research paper.
Yep. Okay, so this is another thing, like this is really helpful. I think anyone who's reading this research to understand a question in a very simpler manner, I think this really speeds up the literature review process, right? You are going through tons of papers before you finally work on your own. So this is really helpful, I think. And
Alok,
I
can I ask you a
and I
question? I'm sorry,
yeah.
just so I see that you haven't logged in or something, so people don't have to be, registered on this platform or something. They just can upload their PDFs and enjoy all the benefits of using SciSpace, right? Is it correct?
Yep, I think so. I think so. As I told you when I was starting, so this is the first thing that if you feel just search for the paper on the SciSpace repository, right? We already have 270 million papers. So if the paper pops up, you can always go ahead and ask the Copilot all the questions that you have. If you have your own paper which you want to upload and ask, in case it is not there on the SciSpace repository, which might be a case in rare cases, you always have the option of going to this upload button and doing it. I'll show you how it works.
So you've got
So,
like content library of these documents, of these PDFs.
Yep.
So there's like a
Yep.
library.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Rohan can add on this.
So Anna, to answer your question, right?
Yeah.
Without login, you can use Copilot on whatever open access PDFs that we already have. Okay. If you want to upload your own PDF, then you have to log in, and in that you can use your email password or you can use your Google login.
Mhm.
Only to upload PDFs, so that we can also to save your chat history. Otherwise, the chat history, if you close the browser window and come again, you won't have your chat history.
Mhm.
So when you're
Mhm.
reading a research paper, let's say you read 3 pages today and you want to continue tomorrow, just log in. The chat history is saved across all devices, and then you can come back and continue from where you left off. So only for saving chat history and uploading your own PDF, that's the only reason you log in.
Perfect. Thank you, Rohan, for
Yep.
answering this question. Yeah, so if you want to save your content on SciSpace, you need to log in. If you don't need to do this, so you may not. So there is a great thing when we have got the choice. Again, it's about accessibility. I love it. Amazing.
Yep,
Thank
I think that is the major benefit of getting logged in and doing it. So you save your chat history because you always want to refer what I asked and whatnot, right? So I think I've covered most of things. Yeah, so there's this last thing which Rohan talked about earlier. This is the language feature, right? You go ahead and you see we
I
had
love this one.
10. Yeah, we had 10 a few days ago. We added 3 more, Russian, Polish, and Dutch. And I think so. The major idea behind doing this was so I was going through a article by Slate. So it said that um, on an average, the entire articles that are published in a year, three-fourth of them are published in English, right? So like out of 100, every 75 are in English, rest 25 in other language. So 75 is a huge number, right? So what happens with those 20 25? If say a researcher from say Germany, he wants to do a research in his own native language, but is finding hard to get content again. So I think the Copilot comes into picture there. So uh, just getting things translated to your language and read, okay, what the particular person was trying to say. So that is very helpful. So I'll show you a use case how it works again. So for example, I'll select Russian here.
Woo.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when I select Russian, maybe let me again do the stack thing only. So while we can do this in the PDF, there is this another interesting addition which the tech team did, which was this. You can directly, so this is the actual PDF, but this is the abstract that is there on the SciSpace Discover. So you can also select this and ask you can select this and the Copilot works the same way, right? So if I go ahead and say this time, instead of selecting it from the PDF, I select it from uh, the SciSpace Discover
Actually,
paper.
Alok, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you again, but there is a question, the second question from Radul, and I'm sorry if I'm
Yep.
pronouncing your name in the correct way, but how does the Copilot work? I think you're just right now you're providing this demonstration, right, about how it works.
Yep.
Yes, so
No, I
I hope
think
it works.
I think what I'm telling is not it works. I think the idea or the model how it works. I
Yeah.
think this is what he's asking. So I think Rohan can pick this up if it like
Right,
the
sure.
model works.
So, Copilot in the background to generate answers from a question, we are using GPT models. So, GPT models are large language models which are released by OpenAI. It's a very big company which is doing huge research in ML and AI.
Wow.
And we have a lot of NLP, as in ML, machine learning services on top of it to get the best possible answer to when you ask a question, we find from the paper from which part is the question about. Uh, so to basically, because GPT is not going to directly give you an answer from the paper. So we find like, what is your question about? Or let's say if you're highlighting something, we find from which paragraph the highlight came, what additional stuff, context to find so that the highlight answer is better. So there's a lot of things we do on top of it. How do we, so follow-up questions that need to be handled specifically. So at the core, it is using GPT 3 with a lot of NLP services on top. I'm not entirely sure how much of the technical background the audience has, but I think some of them would be familiar with GPT-3, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it sounds really exciting. Anyway, it's
Yeah.
something.
So I think this. Yeah. So I think this answers what Mradul is asking basically. So I think he must be asking about how the model works, because what I am doing is basically what a normal researcher would do, right? I'm not doing anything something from my own. It's just all there on the homepage, and you have to just explore it. So yeah, I think we answered the question. So so Anna, coming back. So once I selected the abstract, it gives me an explanation in Russian. Can you like read and see if it is making sense, because I don't know Russian. So like,
So just a
Yeah,
disclaimer,
sure.
we just launched it like 2 days back. So we are improving on it. We are seeing some incomplete answers. But you can at least tell whatever it has typed, is it something related to the paper or not?
Wow. Oh. Yeah, actually, it looks grammatically way perfect.
Nice. Okay, that's cool.
okay,
Right.
okay,
So
nice.
Yes.
okay.
Wow, magic.
Right. So few
Yeah,
things to add on the language.
mm,
It works both ways. By both ways, I mean, or rather, I would say it works in 3 ways. One is, let's say you're reading an English paper, but you are native Russian or whichever other country, Japanese, Chinese, or whatever, and you want to get all the explanations and all the answers translated to your language. So that is way one, which Alok has shown here. Another way is I'm reading an English paper, but all the questions that I type are in my own native. So if you type, let's
mm,
say, a Russian question, it will still answer you back in Russian. So it is also understanding questions. That is
Wow.
the second way. Third way is if you are reading a Russian or let's say a Chinese, Japanese, German paper. So like Alok mentioned, the remaining person, which are non-English papers. So if you're reading one of those papers of the 13 supported languages, then also we can give you an output in English if needed, or in any of your local languages, right? So not just like you can get explanations for Russian papers in Russian, but let's say I'm an English speaking person and I want to read a Russian paper or a Chinese paper or a Japanese paper. So I can highlight and select my language as English and I get the output in English. So it helps me also read any other language paper. So it's like I said, 3 ways. You can read an English paper in your local, you can ask questions in your local, and you can read a paper from your local language.
Okay, so you want
So
to erase all the borders in this, um, that people can understand every research paper, right? Without even knowing the language.
exactly. Yeah. So
mm,
that's our target, right? So everyone should be able to read every research paper because in every language, in every country, there is quality research published. It need not no one, not everyone should need to read English research, or English people should also be able to
I won't
read.
say that to my students. I would say you need to learn English anyway. Okay, but
Right, but this will help in reaching that level.
yeah, because it's we need to do the research, and sometimes the definitions are really not easy to get, and we need this description, and
Right.
and it works really great on SciSpace for sure.
Yep. Yeah.
yep.
So yeah, sure. I'll continue.
Yeah, so this was the language part, I think, which I wanted to explain. The last thing, I think, so you can experiment with other languages also. So I think you can always try and see. So there are 3 use cases, I think, which Rohan told. So you can go ahead and experiment with those also. So I think, yeah, this is what Copilot is all about. No, so I'll give the other walkthrough, which is the upload PDF part. So let me go to the, or maybe just from here, I'll go and try to upload a PDF and see how it works, like a normal user will do, right? I'll click on upload PDF. So it says
It's really easy to
to,
register, yeah, by using Google
yep,
accounts or
yep,
just
Right.
create
yep,
something.
yep. You can either sign in using Google or sign up using Google, or just do it very simply. So what I will do is, I'll already have an account using my personal email ID. So maybe I'll log in and show how this
Oops,
works when you
we
upload
see your
a
data.
PDF. Yeah, no worries. I'm happy to
Okay,
receive
while you're
some.
registering, Alok, I'm sorry. I just want to say, please don't forget to grab the highlights and capture your favorite moments from the session and post them on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And don't forget to tag SciSpace. They are very active on Twitter, on Instagram as well, and myself. And don't forget to use the hashtag #TeachersLoveEdu. Yeah, we would love to see what you love the most from this session. And yeah, so. And I'm going to share with the feedback collection, of course, very soon.
Yeah, thanks, Anna. Yeah, so either you can always sign up. So since I'm already signed up, I'll log in. So I've entered my email, whatever it is. Just press login and see it looks. Okay, I have entered an incorrect email ID or password. So password.
I always messing up with my passwords.
I hope this time it's right. Yeah, it's right
Oops.
this time. So yeah, so once you log in, this thing comes up, right? It shows you my library, so you can go ahead and like
Wow.
it. So the moment you upload your PDFs, you can always make a collection of that, and it is sort of a library that is personal to you. So I'll go ahead and so this is like my library. Once I go, I can see all the things here. So I'll go ahead and upload a paper, right? I have already downloaded one, so I'll go ahead and browse for it. So I have one paper. So this is called EdTech decision making in higher education. I think this is something that your audience will like, Anna. So I'm hoping uh, it works well. So let me,
Yay.
yeah.
Attack. Education. My favorite words.
Yeah. So let me upload this paper and see it, like how it goes. So I think it got uploaded. So I have a paper under this, so I can always go in and maybe put a name to it and add it, and then I have the paper. So let me click on this and see what it happens. Right.
Just
I
to
click.
add one thing, like on the library
Yep.
front, you can
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
create
Rohan,
multiple folders there, collections based on separate paper categories that you have, some on one topic, some on other topic, and you can club them together here and read them at your leisure whenever you want, one by one. Your chat history is saved, your progress in the Copilot is saved,
Yep.
and your papers are here always. So that's one added benefit of logging in and creating the library.
Well,
Yeah.
can I ask again? Is it free? Is it like completely free for
Yeah,
everyone?
yeah.
Why do you, there's a question. Why do you do that? But I understand why you do that because I myself really like sharing. But what is your main idea of creating SciSpace? I'm so impassioned to ask you this question. Main idea to save people's time to what? What
Right. So
sparked you?
yeah, so I would say there are some good amount of research tools, but what is lacking is a one single platform for your entire workflow, right? Uh, I mean, any researcher would tell you he has to go to different websites and do
Yeah,
different things.
different tabs, million of tabs.
Yeah,
I have got them here.
right. Right. So our final aim is that researcher need not go many places. They come to SciSpace, they find papers, they read papers, they write papers, they publish papers, they do a lot of stuff, and the entire research workflow is on SciSpace. So that's our main aim, and like Copilot is one step in that direction, but obviously many more to come.
That's another question of mine. What is
Yeah.
coming? Because I'm so impatient to know. Oh, okay, we'll
Okay.
see.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can ask any questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're free to ask any questions. I think we are here for the
What
questions
is
itself.
coming
So
soon? What is coming soon? Tell us.
Oh,
Into
yeah.
the
We'll get.
yeah.
secret.
I think we'll
So
come to
yeah,
this. Yeah, Rohan, I think we can come to this once I finish this. I think there is
sure,
some
sure.
excitement there. Yeah. So I think, yeah, so I uploaded it. I think you can always create a library of your own, as Rohan mentioned, and you can upload everything at one go and go ahead and read it when you have some time. So when I click on this, it again takes me to the Copilot tool for your paper that you uploaded, right? It's here. So you
Really
click
free.
upon
There's a comment from Juan. Really free. I was myself like,
Yep, I think research has to be free, right? Yeah, I think it is uploading, taking time.
yeah, when we are live, everything is, downloading and loading pretty much slower. I'm used to it. So, yeah. There's
In the
another
meantime,
comment. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, if
Rohan.
there are any questions from
Comments
people.
like, wow. And another from Juan, this empowers researchers and so much. Thank you for this workshop. Thank you so much, Juan. Thanks so much for amazing guest speakers. Alok, Rohan, you're providing incredible presentation on your amazing platform, tech tool, I would say. It's wow. It's a great time saver for sure. And everything in one place for doing great research. Like,
Right.
Okay, I think for some reason this is not
Oh, maybe
loading
just
up.
reload, Alok. Yeah.
I tried it, I think. I reload it, retry it, go to the library.
So
Shall I remove
just
it?
to add, like while Alok, you can maybe just re-upload and try.
Okay, I'll try again.
So just to add, while he's doing, we are seeing, obviously we keep track of how much usage is happening, and we are seeing great response from people. They are really loving it. And not just that, we have got feedback from people that they're not just doing it for research. We know people are uploading all sorts of PDF documents. It could be their, assignment, could be their legal. So people have told us, some people from legal domain, they have told us that it is helping them, because in legal there are a lot of terminologies that no one gets
yeah.
and understands easily. So people across all domains are using it. Obviously, research being the most common use case, and we are also enjoying the feedback we are getting from people and improving. Obviously, it's not a perfect tool yet, but day by day we are working on that.
Perfect. I think it's perfect. The whole idea, and you're still improving, and you're just pretty new, So your tool is pretty new, and it's already really great. So
There seems to be some problem. I don't know. It's not uploading. Things are
it's
working.
live. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always like this.
So
Uh,
yeah, we can't
Oh,
do
there's a
perfect.
question. Can I ask you the question?
Sure.
SciSpace is free, or is Copilot a free update? I think everything is free, right? Is
Everything
it?
on the website is free. Yes, you're right. So be it using Copilot, or be it using any discovery searching, people are just reading it without Copilot, everything is free.
I'm resharing
So
again. The resource collection and the feedback collection is already in the Q&A box. So
Yeah. So currently, I think I am also trying. There's some PDF based, viewer issue that we should. It should be a small fix.
yeah, I think there is some glitch. I think it is not picking up.
But
So
maybe if there's any other that you want exist. Sorry,
yeah,
I missed.
Mhm.
Alok, is there
no,
anything
so,
left that you?
no, I think so. I'll just go ahead. So Anna, what happens after this is again the same thing that we showed you, right? You upload your paper, you can do the similar steps that I showed for your own paper. So I think there is some glitch. We are not able to get the PDF. So I think you again go ahead and ask questions, follow-up questions, snip to get the explanations for tables or
So the
maybe
same
questions.
things, the same features are
Yep,
here that you
Right.
have highlighted
yeah,
before, right? So we can
yep,
switch
yep,
the language. Everything will be translated
Same.
to the language
yep.
we
Yep.
have chosen, and all the further questions, suggestions from this AI, they would be provided in the same language as I switched to.
Yep.
Yep, exactly. And
Great.
I think the added advantage, as what Rohan told was, you'll get the saved chats. So you go back and you will be able to see your whatever the conversations happened, you will be able to see once you log in. So that is the advantage, and that's why we want users to maybe just sign up and try this.
And I wonder about the discovery button. What is in this area? Discover. I can see
Okay,
there is a
this.
toolbar, or
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'll now go back and just show you what Discover is basically. So if I go to Discover, so for instance, this is not working. I think the users might have got an idea about how is this all working, the Copilot thing. So in Discover, say, I was telling you there, we have a repository of over 270 million papers. So for instance, I can select on basis of authors, institutions, topics, journals in which the papers were published, or the papers in itself. Let me click on paper and see what happens. So once I click on papers, it gives me an overview of all the papers that are there on the repository, right? Say we want a particular paper or paper from a particular domain. Yeah, Anna, you wanted to ask something.
Yeah, so this is the library, like global
Yep.
library, right? So, and there is a
Yep.
question from Juan: does it keep a record of previous searches?
Not as of now. Yeah. No.
Mhm.
So currently every
Thank
search
you.
is fresh, but if users tell us like they want their searches to be stored and we give better results
There's
using
the
that,
suggestions.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. So I think coming back to Discover, then I think so. This is a library, as you were telling Anna. So you can search for the papers that you want to read. And so again, for example, I'll search for the paper called as "Attention is All You Need" because this is what we have been searching for. So let's search again and see what it comes up. So attention is all you need. So there are a lot many papers, right, with similar terms or something. So let's pick this one. I think yeah, this was the paper. I hope. Yeah, let's pick this. I just wanted to give you an overview of what it is. So again, the Copilot pops up, right? Again, you pick up this, the Copilot pops up, and you can again. So this is like a library. You go ahead and you can explore a lot of things. So we talked about something called as trace the feature, right? And what we were trying to do with Discover. So I talked about this TLDR thing. So this is like again a two-line sort of crux of what the paper is all about. So you read TLDR, you decide whether okay, this is the paper that I want to go ahead and read or not. So this is something that we have been adding on all the papers that are on the repository, and we have also been working on adding the topics and all, like what's the match with the topics that the paper is all about. And then I talked about a feature called a trace, so maybe quickly I'd like to cover that also.
Yeah,
So once
yeah.
you click
What's
on,
this?
yeah, once you click on a trace, it takes you to a new page, and what you see is basically something like this. So this is the paper, and this is the information related to the paper. The paper has the paper is cited by 6.9K other papers. The references, the authors, the
The
contributing.
page has not shifted at least on the share screen.
Sorry.
Still seeing the origin. Hello, I'm still seeing the main page, not the trace
Oh,
page.
So you are using another
Oh,
tab, right?
yeah.
For
To
trace,
show,
because we
okay.
see
yeah.
the same one.
Right.
Can you see this
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. I think I
yeah.
missed it. Yeah. So the moment you click on the trace thing, it brings you to this screen. So this is like a sort of a tree-like structure of the paper. So instead of opening things in new tabs, you will get everything in one go. I'll just show you how. So like you have this paper. Now you want to see what are the references for this paper. You go ahead and click on references. You get to see that the paper has references from these sort of papers, right? You go ahead and click on authors. These are the authors of the paper. It comes up with all the details. Say I want to search for this particular author, and I go ahead and click on this particular author. It tells me, okay, this is the author's bio and all. This is his affiliation.
Wow.
These are the topics he usually works on. So again, I go ahead and ask, okay, what are the papers this particular author has worked on? So I click on papers and I go ahead and see all the
It
papers
reminds me
that this
mind
particular.
map, something
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
is pretty
yeah,
much logical
You
thing.
can, right.
yeah. I think this
You
is
can go
this
deep
is
into
exactly how it
one.
is.
Yep.
Sorry?
No, I'm just saying, like a mind map, you can go deep in one direction.
Yeah, it's really easy and
Yeah,
clever.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you can just keep exploring everything, and the great part is all of this is in one screen, right? You just swipe left and right. You see that okay, I'm connected to what I was doing at the beginning and what I'm at the moment where I am, right? You are not lost. You are at one page. And we also have some, like you can go ahead and sort this, like if you want to sort the papers on the basis of, say I go to cited by papers. So this particular author has been cited by these many papers. So once I go, I can sort the papers basis of the citation count. I can go ahead and uh, say maybe sort on the basis of the ones that are recent. See, this is the recent that we have, 1 June 2022. then June. So this is how it is. So we can again go. So there are some other filters also. We can select if we want an open access paper, a paper with a PDF. We can select the year of publication and the type of article. Like if you want a journal article or a patent or a book. And then if you want to select from particular authors, you can select this. Institutes, if you want to go to search for topics. So, and again, journal and conferences. Yeah. So this is what Trace is all about. Just I'm maintaining the continuity in a literature review. So everything is at one place. You can
Yes,
make all
everything in
your,
one place. This is perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
and you can just go to the, Alok, you can just maybe after coming back, you can go to some other author and start the same thing.
yep. Say for example, I go to this particular author. So again, it starts from here itself.
Wow.
So this is how
Sometimes
it's
we force
working.
students to create presentations, in different language again, and they need to find information about the author or about the book review or something, and they need to dive in. So this is a great tool.
Yeah, I think this is all about Trace. I think this is what I told at the beginning, and you can explore this. I think this is something that we've been working on.
Awesome.
And obviously, I think Copilot is a recent addition, and that was the focus of this. So yeah, I think you can see the Copilot screen again, right? The
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take back to the
Attention is
home
all
page. I
you
think.
need.
Yeah, so I come back to the home page. I think Rohan, I think I've covered everything. Is there
Sure.
anything you like to come up with,
Yeah,
or maybe
so
share some new additions that we are working on? I think.
right. So yeah, and like you asked the question, right? What's coming up? So we are heavily working on improving Copilot to make it the best possible tool for understanding research papers. From
Yeah.
You're getting feedback from all directions with
We
Twitter.
already love it.
Yeah, and we have our own Discord channel which you are a part of, right? We get a lot of feedback there. So yeah, so on Copilot, one thing in the research domain which is very valuable is there is a plugin or there's a tool called Zotero. It's a tool where people collect all the papers and form libraries of their papers. Then they can do a lot of things there. So we are planning integration with Zotero. So it would be like a one click or a few click integration with Zotero, where all your Zotero collection can be imported to SciSpace, and then you can start understanding those papers, reading on SciSpace, right? So you
Wow.
don't. So normally, otherwise you would have to download all one by one paper, upload here, and like a very cumbersome process. So we are going to provide a few click integration where you can directly import all your PDFs from there into this library in the same folder structure as it is there. So that's a big update coming up, and a lot of people have asked for it. And research people have a lot of Zotero, I mean, a lot of PDFs on their Zotero accounts. So that's one thing. We are working on a lot of UI changes to make it more accessible. We are
And visual, you know what I because I'm super passionate about dyslexic learners, special education. So we need more visuals for everyone, so everyone um, can be involved into reading this, because lots
right.
of information, lots of data, and they need to have more visual content. What you have already created, it's like, wow, that's
Thank you. So yeah, a lot of people have requested us for a dark mode, and it's like nowadays most of the tools have a dark mode, and usually for reading it's good because it helps you focus and clears out all the
yeah,
clutter.
yeah, focus. It's important.
So right. So that's another one update that we are coming up with. Obviously, new languages we are always on the lookout of based on feedback and based on usage. Wherever we find like, okay, we have users from this country, from this regional language, using this regional language, we are happy to add, first, experiment on that language and add it. So that is one thing. Another important update that we are coming up with is, let's say you are working with Copilot,
Mhm.
and you can brainstorm questions with Copilot. Like when you're reading, Copilot will also suggest you questions based on what you have read so far, and then maybe you can ask those questions, or maybe you can ask it to give like more questions. As you ask more, as you talk more with Copilot, it will understand better what you're reading, and it will suggest interesting questions that you might want to know about. So it's like you are not only discussing the paper, but you're also brainstorming the questions with Copilot. So
Wow.
that's an interesting update that is coming up. So like currently you saw only those few onboarded questions like key takeaways and explain the abstract, but it will now be paper specific based on what you are talking about with Copilot. So that's an very interesting update we'll release soon, and
I can't
hopefully,
wait.
yep.
Yeah.
And
So and answering this question, is the platform free? Yes, it's free. Copilot is free. SciSpace, the whole SciSpace platform is free. So go enjoy it. And all the links where you can find this incredible company, platform, developers, all the people who are super passionate about this incredible tool. The links are in the research. Oh my gosh, research. Research is the day of the word of the. Oh my gosh, the words of the day. So you can find in the resource collection all the links, LinkedIn, they're on LinkedIn, Twitter, on Instagram. So go and dive in Discord, right? You've got a great community on Discord. So if you're a user of Discord, you can find SciSpace there too. So join and learn more, and stay tuned to all the upcoming updates that are
right.
coming soon. Yay.
Yeah. And I would like to just add like the education community, right? I mean, it's a great tool for students, for teachers,
We see
everyone.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, see, students have to obviously learn new things, but teachers also, they like to read a lot, be up to date with all the new stuff that's going on. And this
Yes.
tool will help speed it up, right? You can maybe, instead of spending 2 hours on a paper, you can maybe do it in like half an hour to understand most of the paper, gist of it, and like quickly understand new content. So that's like, it's going to benefit the education community a lot too.
Totally agree. Yeah, especially for students, especially for education. And that's why I love the whole idea of PDF, that what you do to PDFs. Because, um, I have been using myself lots of educational platforms. I'm super passionate about some of the platforms, especially that I'm using like daily these days. And but I have never seen that they do the things that you do with PDF documents. That this is super unique thing to me. Maybe anyone else sees anything else, but not me. I was like, whoa, I haven't seen that. And it's again, we've got lots of PDF documents, but they're useless if you can't get the information, and to get it in the correct way to understand what is written there. So what you do, guys, it's incredible.
Thank you. Yep.
Thanks.
Can I
Thanks a
do
lot.
this? Please don't say anything. Yay! Yeah, thanks from us, from teachers, from students, from you do incredible work, and it's for free. It's a great gift to educational field like us.
Yeah, thanks, Anna.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
Thank,
Yeah, I think we have
thanks a
said
lot.
everything we have here, and I think it's been great to be here. It's fun talking to you, and Alok explained it extremely well, and I think your audience is very interactive as well.
They're amazing. Yeah, and actually, I'm sorry, Jamal has asked the question: have they abandoned the pricing plans? What do you mean? Like, have you ever been like not for free or?
So I think, yeah, his question comes from, so we have, so SciSpace is the new tool where Discovery and Copilot is present. We have, from being like last 3-4 years, we have a older tool called like Typeset. That's our writing tool, which where you can write like research papers and for publishing in various journals and conferences. So that has been has a pricing plan for all the researchers. So that's been there for like last 3 years. But reading anything on SciSpace or using Copilot is entirely free, and that has not changed or was never priced. So
Oh,
that remains there.
that's amazing. I hope we covered the question. Thank you so much for your amazing questions. And yay, there are so many great words for you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. More than happy to hear that this great platform is free, and can't wait to learn more about how to use it. You please stay tuned. All the contacts are in the Wakelet collection, resource, not research. But anyway, you see Wakelet and SciSpace, they can be together like super beneficial tools for you, because in Wakelet you can add PDFs. You can't do all the magic that you can do on SciSpace. So if we do integrations, are amazing. They're super, you know, useful
Yep.
for. If you know how to work with the tools, that's why we're learning about edtech tools here. So, and you deliver the information in a very, very amazing way. So if you have any questions, please, there is a question that is not related to the topic, but Vishnu asked, who will win, Argentina or Croatia? I'm not
Million
into,
dollar
I
question.
can't. If you know, guys, you can help out. But
Okay, Anna. So before we wrap up, just a quick word. I think so. We launched this 3 weeks ago. I think we have been getting a lot of traction. We launched it on product, and initially we got a lot of traction there. And I think since then we have been getting many positive discussions and feedbacks on Twitter, LinkedIn also. So I think we have added the Discord group also. We have added the links for that. I think the video description has that. So I would request all the audience and the viewers if they can just go ahead and join the Discord group,
yeah,
because we value the feedbacks, right? We are building this just for the users. So the more feedbacks we get from you, the more we'll be able to improve this, and the more we'll be able to scale this. So yeah, just go ahead and join our Discord group and ping in questions or anything that you have to share. Yeah.
yeah, and just don't forget to grab the highlights of yours, capture the screenshots, post them on Twitter. Just and because free platform, amazing developers, amazing team, and they provide this free tool for us. So let's help them to be better because they are already incredible. So don't forget to pause to tag SciSpace, myself, Teachers Love It hashtag. We can find you. We can add your feedback, beautiful feedback to our feedback collection. We can grab all the things together and let's help to build this amazing platform even more incredible than it is. So any last words from you guys? If you want to add anything, it's high time. So we are getting to the end of our session. I'm super energized, super excited to learn. And now finally, I realize how amazing SciSpace is, SciSpace Copilot. And I want to have my library. I want to dive into research papers. I want to use it in my educational space, in my teaching space very much. I'm going to suggest a space to my students who are at university especially because they really need it. And I wish I knew about SciSpace when I was at university, as I mentioned before.
Yep, that's right.
So, any last words from you guys? Alok, Rohan,
Yeah.
you're
So
incredible.
I think Anna, you have like put up a very great point. I think I missed that. So since we are doing it for the users and everything is free, so we would suggest just go ahead and explore things and just give us a shout out, or even if you have some feedback, you can post it publicly. We are having discussions on Twitter and also just go ahead and post feedbacks and all. Tag SciSpace. We have a Twitter handle at SciSpace and _ you can search for that. So we are getting some traction, and we want people to explore the tool and give us feedback. So I think that will be great if we can even share screenshots of anything that you want to just explore it. And I think we are up for something very exciting in the coming days. Yep.
Yeah,
if you're
I
watching
would
us,
really...
sorry.
Sorry, no, go ahead, Anna. Yeah.
No, I just wanted to say if you couldn't make it on time to the beginning of this live webinar, it's going to be recorded. It's going to be forever on YouTube. So don't forget to take screenshots, even if you're watching it as a recording version. So we would really appreciate that. Yeah.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah, I would encourage everyone to like make their own libraries, upload as many PDFs as they can. Keep reading, keep researching,
and sharing.
Yep, share it. Give us good feedback. Give us bad feedback. All feedback is good, right? We are learning, we are improving, and we are there to help. So yeah, hope this tool and this video helps everyone. And yep, it was great being here. First experience for maybe both of us, but it was real fun.
Ooh, so welcome for the second time then. Yay. I hope you can make it soon. So yay. Thanks everyone. Have a great week ahead, and stay tuned for the upcoming webinar tomorrow. And just stay safe, and bye everyone.
Bye guys.
Bye.